nigga give a fuck how you feel. Why? I swear it's funny how the fake come out when the situation get real. Ay, nowadays you gotta watch your back cause they be turning up with no chill. Yeah, if you ain't trying to level up, I can't have you up in my field. Welcome to LMK Productions featuring me on this episode, Ramond. Shout out to Poppy Shampoo, just playing. Shout out to my cousin John, tapping in to LMK Productions. Let's get it. My favorite aspect of music was definitely being able to create. It was being able to take in everything that I seen, everything that I knew, and put it back down to something that made sense in music. And it was actually pretty cool that a lot of times when I was creating, it was like me having a conversation with myself. You know what I mean? And there's nothing more honest than that moment. So to being able to basically have that conversation with myself and put it back onto wax and hear it back, that just became super addictive to me, man. So the creative process itself is what I fell in love with. I would have to say my top three I know for sure. My first influence ever for music was the Temptations. If anybody in my family is watching this, y'all know I wore that tape out, man. I must have watched that thing like 100 times, man. The Temptation movie was what I was always watching. It was my first influence to music to make me want to do it or want to, you know, be a part of something musical. My second influence was definitely Michael Jackson. Of course, he's the greatest entertainer to ever do it. And my third is gonna be Andre 3000, man. He was always dope to me because he was like in the realm of hip hop, but he wasn't afraid to be himself. So that kind of always leaked over to my music with just making sure I'm staying me throughout the process. Those would be my top three for sure. And then, of course, you got, I would have to say probably Pot, just revolutionary in a sense. 5. It's tough, man. That's tough, man. And I'll probably, for my fifth, I'll just put all the 90s R&B. I'll put all that in just one person, you know what I'm saying? All the Genuines, Aaliyahs, all them together in one little piece, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's actually a super dope question. I think it's cool, man. I was just actually talking to my homeboy DJ Zenas about how I recorded my first song. It's actually super funny, man. I was with my homeboy Davion, and we always wanted to record, so we wrote something, and he had like a karaoke machine. You know what I mean? So, so we had to like record through the karaoke machine onto a tape. So we had to do the whole song live, you know what I'm saying? No mess ups. And then record it onto a tape, and then record that tape back into the computer to get like a digital file, man. So it was like crazy when we first started. That was like my first introduction to trying to do music. But after that, you know, there became different outlets, you know what I mean? We got put onto different programs. Audacity was the first one I used to work with. And just like the simplicity of being able to record music was dope because you just gave you the freedom to create. And then the platforms came too. So then you had like MySpace was big at the time, and it was just dope to be able to have an online platform when the internet was still even new, but have an online platform where you can get your music in front of, you know, hundreds of people. If anybody remember, thousands of people, millions of people, if anybody remember MySpace, it used to be like somebody's MySpace page was like walking into their room. You know what I mean? You'd have like their background, you know what I'm saying? You have their song playing, and I'd always have my own song playing, and if anybody asked who was PC, it was your boy. Yeah, so I think it was dope just to be able to be living through that change of music. I think it was just an ongoing process. I had tried a lot of different sports growing up, a lot of different things. My pops had put me in football. I had been in baseball, basketball, track. I had been in a lot of different things, and they were all cool, you know what I mean? It was all like a different adrenaline rush for each one. But when I did music, it was just something that, like, it was an addiction, you know what I mean? So I would say maybe midway through college, some big things happened to me music-wise, and when I graduated college, even to recently, I just knew that I couldn't see myself doing anything else. You know what I mean? So if I had to learn the business side, if I had to learn the production side, if I had to make the right connects, I just knew that music was something that was gonna always be in my life anyway, so I might as well make it something official. You know what I mean? I can see myself making a lot of music with a lot of different people. Off the back, I'll just name a couple like newer ones that I would probably want to make music with. I definitely want to do something with Big Crit one day. I could definitely see something with maybe Frank Ocean. I think would be dope. It would be dope to always work with Drake. You know what I mean? He's, you know. And I'm gonna go another R&B one. I like the new wave of R&B, man. And I'm gonna say something that, you know, is a brand new artist that I kind of just got put on that I think will be super fire to make something. I might have to even just remix some shit. Shout out to Summer Walker. I think it would be super dope to do something with her, man. She's an upcoming singer that I just got put on to recently that I think she's super dope, and it would be super dope to make something. So if this video ever crosses her in a couple years or something, man, you know, I always wanted to work with you. Let's get it. Kind of fine too. The biggest goal for me and the team, I believe, is probably just we talk about a lot, expand the brand. So we just want to expand our music fan base. We want to expand the connects that we have. We want to get new ears on our music, and we want to just, you know, test the waters in a foreign land. You know what I mean? I've never been to a place where I was foreign, and going in there, it's just gonna be dope to just, you know, connect with new people, and just introduce them to, you know, our sound. So I think that is gonna be big in itself. But of course, we want to, on a bigger scale, we want to get into some festivals. We want to tour around Europe, and just for me personally, even outside of an artist perspective, just open my own personal perspective to see different pieces of the world, and sometimes that leaks back into the artistry. So I think that'll be dope. I think my #1 fan, I was just talking about this, my #1 fan would probably already know most things about me because I put so much in my music. But what I would want them to know about me is that that I was in high school, I was that, like, that shy dude, you know what I mean? And I knew all the cool people, but I wasn't, you know, probably the most popular or the coolest kid, but I knew everybody, but I wasn't him, you know what I mean? So in that sense, it gave me like a path to, when I found music, I wasn't worried about being out all the time. I was really focused on the craft, you know what I mean? That meant more to me. So, you know, my thing would be for me that, you know, you don't have to be cool to be cool, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So just tap into what's you, whatever makes you, find that passion, whatever lights your fire, find that, tap into it, man. Don't care about what nobody else says about it. You probably tell them stop wearing them damn tall tees. Fix your face, you know what I'm saying? Man. But he would just tell them, like, you know, be true to yourself at all times. You know what I mean? Don't do things because you feel like you have to. Don't force things. Let it come naturally. And just be yourself, man. If things that are supposed to be there will come natural. It's gonna feel right, you know what I mean? So anything that you're forcing at a 16-year-old age, you probably ain't supposed to be there. You know what I mean? You're gonna find more people and places and things in life that's gonna fit more to your ideologies and your values and stuff like that. So, you know, just more than anything, stay you. Be you. My motivation as an artist is to be able to touch people through music, to be able to speak from my personal ideologies and put those in music and hopefully change lives in a sense. You know what I mean? Being able to touch that person that may have not got some of the game that I have and go ahead and pass it on to them through music would be huge for me. So that's a motivation. And a motivation to life is just knowing that we only have one of them. So, you know, I want to make the most out of this one because I know there's nothing after it. I know I'm the youngest I've ever been and the oldest I'll ever be. Flip that. I'm the youngest I've ever been, the youngest I'll ever be, and the oldest I've ever been. Yeah. So I just know that right now I want to make the most of everything that I'm doing. I wake up every day with a plan and try to get it, man. I think they come hand in hand. Knowing that you have one life and one chance to do it, you wanna impact as many as you can, because you know as you get older that it's not about yourself, it's about the bigger picture of things, and you want to be able to pass that on. So while you are at a still young age, relatively young age, you want to impact as many people as possible. So yeah, it's just a lot of go-getting in that, wanting to change, you know, the lives of my family and the lives for those to come. Yeah. 5 rules to success, huh? Alright, so one of them would definitely be planning. I wake up every day and write down my goals for that day. I heard somebody tell me once that if you don't have a plan for the day, you don't know you don't know how to judge if it's successful or not. So planning first is a big one. A second one would be surround yourself with a solid team. I think that's a huge role for success. And make sure everybody in that team plays different roles and wants to see you win. Make sure you appreciate the things that really matter. You know what I mean? And if you ever wonder why you want something, you got to ask yourself the question, why do I want it? You know, a lot of people put their value on, you know, money, cars, clothes, houses and stuff like that, but then you ask yourself why you want it. And most people just want it to stun on other people that they don't even like. So so definitely place your values, and it's okay to have that stuff, but just place your values in the right place. Make sure to impact the next generation anytime you can. Always put the younger people on game when you got it, man. Don't be selfish with it, you know what I mean? We have game so we can pass the game, you know what I mean? And it's gonna seem super cliche for the last one, but just stay true to yourself, man. Be yourself, always.